A stronghold breached. Off the eastern coast of DioField Island, a fleet of warships is sighted. They hail from the Trovelt Empire, the all-conquering mainland military power. The Empire is yet to send an envoy to Alatane, and rumors abound that an invasion is imminent. The royal government asks the Lord's Council to summon a response to the gathering threat. And soon, a number of knights and mercenary units begin to gather in Eastfield. A month has passed since the Blue Fox's formation. Its leaders, Frederick, Walter Quinn, Iscarion, and Andreas, have spent this time expanding the unit. This has involved handling military drills and escort missions, as well as recruitment. Then, one day, the unit are ordered to make for Westfield to deal with rampaging demi-humans.
The town is awash with talk of those Imperial warships.
About 50 of them are inbound from the east, with 5,000 enemy soldiers thought to be on board. However, the Royal Army in Eastfield will number 10,000 once assembled, mercenaries included.
Our troops are double their number. One would think our victory assured.
The force being 10,000 strong isn't an assurance. They could very well be a stronger 5,000.
Indeed. The Empire's expansion has always been founded on superior logistics and armaments.
Yes, especially their use of modern magic. It is entirely different to our ancient sorcery. It uses jade not as a catalyst, but as an energy source, draining it of its power. This causes it to break into pieces or lose its radiance, turning it into a lump of rock. Of course, the advantage of modern magic is that it is easily weaponized and requires no training.
If all its soldiers have magic at their disposal, it's no wonder the Empire has expanded so quickly.
Jade has been used as a catalyst for ancient sorcery since before records began. It is bountiful here on DioField, but not on the mainland, where it fetches a pretty penny. Take all that into consideration, and the purpose of the Empire's expedition becomes evident.
It sounds as though their stores of jade are running dry.
Yes, and with vast amounts required for their expansion, a resource war looms on the horizon.
It was inevitable from the moment the Empire's call for negotiations was refused.
They never intended to negotiate. Invasion has been their aim all along.
Indeed. We were right to refuse. And now we must await the call to arms.
What?
What?
To be honest. Using it! You got it.
However...
Why would you? Oh, boy.
Oh.
Yoo-hoo! There we go. Oh, boy. Let's see.
However...
I'm sorry.
This should do it.
Right.
How about this?
Yoo-hoo!
Well done.
Righto. Wow. This is just... wow.
Lost for words, Rickles?
This base is so well equipped. I can't believe it. It's full of stuff I've never laid eyes on before.
Well, they do say that Northfield is one of DioField's more Spartan regions.
You'll find that life in Central Field isn't quite as frugal. Elm Camp is rather state-of-the-art.
I can see that. And I can see that you think I'm just some country bumpkin.
I didn't say anything about the countryside.
Well, I am a country bumpkin. And I'm not ashamed of trying to make a better life for myself. You and I both know I'm a great addition to this unit. Mock my roots again, though, and I'm off.
Got a sec?
Mm-hmm.
To be honest...
So that means...
I'm counting on you.
Aye.
If I may, Andreas, I'd like to buy some pure jade. Also, some ancient sorcery tomes and lab equipment.
You may buy whatever you wish, as long as you can afford it.
But these items will benefit the unit. Surely the Blue Foxes have budget to spare.
Perhaps. But you'll need to bring it up at a war meeting and fill in a form for Lorraine.
Oh, well then I think I'll spare myself the trouble and buy it all myself.
Rules are rules. Being the daughter of a duke doesn't mean you can cut corners.
I am an exception to many rules. Some would disagree, but I soon change their minds.
Is that supposed to be a threat? You would dare threaten me?
Does it come across that way? I imagine you stand up quite well to threats. No, it is no threat. But I will continue to do as I please, and you will not stand in my way. I wonder how long we can keep the peace,
How about this?
What?
Anyway,
Oh.
very well.
How does that sound?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
This should do it. How about this?
Understood.
Aye.
Have you a moment to spare, Andreas?
What is it, Lorraine?
A town on the northern fringes of Northfield is under attack by bandits. The local people doubt whether they'll be able to fight them off and have requested our help.
Won't the town have been taken by the time we get there?
It seems a defense force, led by a veteran warrior, is currently keeping the bandits at bay.
Do we know anything about this warrior?
He is a former knight, apparently, much vaunted for his service to King Rhaegal. His name is Donovar Sullian. He has served as the town's guardian since resigning from his order.
I have heard of Sullian. His performance in battle has earned him a fine reputation. We must hurry to his aid.
Oh, yes, of course.
Damn it all. What a bother.
What's the matter, Fred?
I was having a quiet stroll through town when suddenly I was beset by a large mob. They were all cheering me on or wanting to shake my hand. I didn't know what was happening.
It seems that word of the Blue Fox's feats is beginning to spread. And it would appear that you're being seen as the mightiest of our soldiers, Fred.
Me? Of all people? Ridiculous. Whoever would start such an odd rumor?
There's nothing wrong with having the glowing adoration of the people.
I suppose not, but I'd rather not be hounded every time I take a walk.
You never know. That popularity of yours may come in handy one day.
That's easy for you to say, when you are too surly to garner such adoration yourself. Perhaps sorting out that pout of yours might improve matters.
That's enough now. How about this?
Thanks for the help. Thank you. Yes, yes.
The town appears to be relatively unharmed thus far. But the bandits are on the move. We must eliminate them before they can strike.
Who are you?
We are the Blue Foxes. Perhaps you've heard of us.
That new mercenary group, based in Central Field?
That's right.
I see. Then the rumors about your capabilities are true. Thank you. You saved my life.
Sir Donovar, once things are in order here, would you come and visit our base at Elm Camp?
But of course, I owe you my life after all. I shall come as soon as possible.
Sir Donovar, would you consider coming out of retirement in order to fight alongside us? Having seen you in action against the bandits, I feel that you still belong on the front lines.
I am not retired. I have a duty to protect that town. I cannot abandon it.
Your duty can be fulfilled as a Blue Fox. Defending the kingdom will keep the town safe.
Perhaps you are right. And perhaps our meeting was meant to be. Very well. Long in the tooth I may be, but I shall draw my sword once more in the name of the Blue Foxes. I shall be glad of the opportunity to die an honorable death.
Thank you, Sir Donovar.
As expected.
Is that all you have?
It seems a demi-human swarm is running rampant in Westfield. Word is that they emerged from the western woodlands and are destroying local settlements.
Yulden would appear to be their next target. Our mission is to defend it.
Demi-humans are a menace. Their minds have been warped beyond remedy by Jade. For years now, any who approach those woods have met with an ill fate.
Well, they're no different from monsters, are they?
Perhaps not. But these attacks are not normal monster activity. They're clearly coordinated.
Ah, so that's why Duke Hende and the royal government have called for their eradication.
Yes. So, we wipe out the demi-humans, then identify the cause of their rampage.
Sounds like a good chance to bolster the Blue Fox's reputation.
However...
Oh, okay. That wasn't... How about it?
Not bad. I believe this will work.
Yep.
Sorry.
Iska, I want to move some of our members around. Here's a list of who I was thinking of.
All right. Let's see. I've no objections. It's important to have the right people in the right places, I'd say. The question is, who's going to tell our comrades they're being transferred?
I was thinking you could do it.
You realize that people may not take this particularly well, don't you?
All the more reason for you to do it. Everyone trusts you. They'll do what you say.
I'm sure there's no ill will on your part, but I can't help but feel a little exploited. You do seem perfectly happy to have me do your dirty work.
As you say, there's no ill will involved. I appreciate your help.
Andreas,
Aye.
speaking of which, please take a look.
Oh.
I see. The truth is right here. Please take a look.
Then what?
Indeed. And another thing.
Listen.
If only I had it.
How about this?
Understood. So, what do you think?
Sorry for the trouble.
That's the reason. No, well, it's just that...
I can't believe this.
Ooh.
No.
Now I see.
Hey, come on.
I had this idea, see?
Hmm.
And also, can I ask you a favor?
Aye. No.
My thanks.
Anyway,
That's right.
Andreas,
no.
this is very concerning indeed.
What's the meaning of this?
No, absolutely not. If only I had it. Thank you ever so much. Likely. No, assuredly.
No.
This will be the Blue Fox's first long-distance deployment. Expect a major battle. You are to eliminate a demi-human swarm that has laid waste to several Westfield villages. Their path so far suggests that they are set to attack the town of Yulden next. Yulden is located on the Jacquerie Highway that runs westward from Central Field. It's the most prosperous town in all of Westfield, and an essential stopover for pilgrims and traders alike. Your task is to prevent the swarm from reaching Yulden and ensure that no harm befalls the town.
All while the Imperials draw ever closer.
There have only been reports of minor skirmishes with the enemy fleet descending upon Targaryen naval base. A major engagement has yet to occur. There is still time before the battle truly begins. Time aplenty for you to fulfill this mission.
It's just all so underwhelming.
There is just as much meaning to be found in defending Yulden as there is in fending off the Empire.
Please, I am in no mood for such nonsense.
Enough. We must hurry.
The swarm is larger than I expected. It's unheard of for demi-humans to amass in such numbers.
They certainly didn't all gather together by chance.
Indeed not. We ought to find out what's behind this.
We can think about that later. For now, our priority is eliminating them.
I expected little in the way of fun, yet I was still disappointed.
I am only glad that Yulden suffered minimal damage and can enjoy peaceful days ahead.
Indeed. Now, we had better return to Central Field. There may be news from the front. Trouble?
I remain puzzled by the actions of the demi-humans in Westfield. What has driven them to slaughter like this? Forming swarms and attacking settlements in a coordinated way is simply not in their nature. And having fought a fair few of them now, I would also say it is beyond their intelligence.
Interesting. Do you mean to suggest that someone is manipulating them?
It's possible. We'll have to investigate further.
It's them again. Well, at least we got those demi-humans under our control. Just a shame they weren't very useful. Not to worry, though. There's profit to be made from this yet.
The Blue Foxes eliminate a demi-human horde that had been launching violent attacks in Westfield. Left with suspicions regarding the horde's behavior, Andreas sends out a scouting party. It soon emerges that the attacks were instigated by Hattie Solbay of the Ardwolf Thieves. This is reported to the Duke, who orders that the Ardwolves be put to the sword at once. Meanwhile, the knights and mercenaries of Eastfield are mobilized by the Lord's Council, and an army of 11,000 strong gathers at Targaryen Naval Base. The army is led by Alatane's Crown Prince himself, Ivangar Shatham, With the Imperial fleet looming ominously, the Alitanians prepare to face an imminent assault.
Prince Ivangar has set out with his troops to Tagaria Naval Base.
The prince is expected to be king one day, and not only because he's the firstborn. His skills are unmatched, while the Mark of the Blessed affirms his right to the throne.
Then we shall do our utmost to be of service to him.
Because of Levi?
Yes. The fact that he has the mark makes me feel that Levi's spirit lives on in him.
Well, his ascension to the throne is not set in stone, despite being the most likely candidate.
Are you hinting at something?
Not at all. The future is unpredictable, that's all I meant. Levi's unfortunate fate is proof of that.
True. We can but do our best to deal with what life throws at us.
Got a sec? Oh, bother. Right. That reminds me. I'm counting on you.
As before, I shall now explain. I trust in your ability. Our next mission involves the elimination of the Aardwolves. They're a band of ruthless criminals who'll commit any atrocity if it earns them coin. Our investigation into the demi-human attacks also revealed the Aardwolves to be linked to the Empire.
The Empire?
So that's the bigger picture. Stirring up domestic trouble to weaken us from within.
Correct. And the Aardwolves' leader, Hadi Solbay, is particularly notorious for his vicious crimes throughout the country. He's the one who arranged the attacks by the Gothram bandits and the callous kidnappings of young women for Count Horace. The Duke feels we can ill afford inaction when our kingdom is already in dire straits.
The Aardwolves have long been elusive, but we have at last found their camp in Udine, West Centralfield.
We can spring an ambush on them if we make a detour to the camp via the crags on the western side of the forest.
Understood. We must vanquish them before they move camp.
Well, Hadi, I had a good run, but I think the time has come to head for pastures new.
You're leaving? Shivat, you traitor!
I'll allow it. What are we, if not a bunch of drifters? All drifters get itchy feet eventually. I knew you'd understand, Hadi. And you never know. I might come back if the fancy takes me. Don't you get cocky with me now. This isn't a brothel you come to when you feel lonesome. If only it was.
Take the stuff and get lost then. We'll prepare a surprise for the uninvited guests.
Over to you, Josel. We'll regroup later.
The ground looks like it's glowing.
Jade crystals. The Udine forest is under royal government control. It is used as a jade mine.
This is what the bandits were after all along.
Most likely. Jade deposits are also said to have been found in the Regia Highlands recently.
And we heard that Hadi had ties with Gothram's bandits. The web is starting to reveal itself. The Aardwolves seem to be well prepared, don't they?
Indeed. Almost as though they knew we were coming. Perhaps they're looking to be rid of us for good. This may require stealth.
Once the patrolling guards have been dealt with, we'll take the turret.
There are plenty of guards over there as well, and they're sure to see us coming.
So, either we create a diversion to make an opening, or attack head-on, all at once. It's up to you, Riaz. Just make sure you keep an eye out for things we can use to our advantage.
According to plan.
More. I must kill more.
Where is Hadi Solbay?
He's not here.
He must have slipped away while his underlings were keeping us busy.
Blast! We fight through all the Ardwolves and still fail to get the one man we're after.
Our mission is not accomplished so long as he remains alive. But we should return home for now.
Lady Walterquin, you have a visitor.
Who?
It is I, Shivat Moltzin. I do say you are looking radiant as ever.
The Ardwolves fall prey to the Blue Foxes, but their leader, Hadi Solbay, manages to escape. As the group considers how best to track him down, they are paid a visit by one Shivat Maltsen. He had once been a retainer for House Redditch, and more recently, a high-ranking Ardwolf. Though he showed no hesitation in divulging the location of Solby's hideout. It seems he has taken to hiding in a cave near the Riodale River in Central Field. The unit are all set to depart for the river when they receive an unexpected visitor. It is Duke Hende himself, Lord Counselor and patron of the Blue Foxes.
This is everyone, I believe.
Splendid. Please be at ease. My presence should not be cause for alarm. Firstly, I must commend your efficient elimination of the Ardwolf thieves. Alas, the leader of these bandits, Hadi Solbay, remains at large. Have you been able to locate him?
Fret not, Duke Hende. We have received information that he is in hiding in a location near the Riodale River.
That news is very good to hear. I doubt I need to stress how vital it is that you apprehend or kill this traitor. My sources also report that he possesses jade of exceptionally high quality. You will retrieve it from him, and you will utter not a word of this matter to anyone.
And thus, your true goal lies in the jade, then?
As you say, I will not deny it. You will recognize it as soon as you see it. Its superior brilliance is unmistakable.
Is that so? And just what exactly does your grace intend to do with this jade, pray tell?
All you need to know at this moment in time, Walterquin, is that the fate of our nation depends on this mission.
Such a grandiose statement. Personally, I don't care what happens to the country.
Keep your thoughts to yourself, Walterquin.
Stop loitering around, Shivat.
Forgive me. I'm still getting used to my new environment.
You do understand that we're not on your side, don't you? Once an Ardwolf.
But you wanted me on your side when you asked me to join the unit.
That wasn't a matter of taking sides. I merely recognized you as a potential asset, that's all.
An asset? Huh. I see. Then I had better make sure that I am of use to you.
Yes, you had.
Perhaps I should start by entertaining you with tales of Walterquin's past.
Later, perhaps.
As you wish.
You got a moment?
Not bad.
Before I forget.
What difference does that make?
Yeah.
Aye.
Got a sec? To be honest... What do you think?
This should do it.
I'm counting on you.
Aye.
What?
No. Requesting support.
Thanks. How about it?
Very well. What did you do before you started working for the Duke, Lorraine?
My family were nobles, but of low status. All I ever tried to do was please my father. I was schooled in etiquette, taught to know my place. At 15, my father chose a husband for me, but I wanted to complete my studies. And luckily, the Duke's Academy accepted me as a student.
A clever way of avoiding marriage. What happened next?
His Grace approached me directly to ask if I would work for him. And so here I am.
I see. Choosing between your fiancé and the Duke wasn't much of a dilemma, then?
If you're insinuating romantic interest, you are mistaken. He is like a father to me.
The father you would have liked to have had, by the sounds of it. Would you say you know His Grace better than most, on account of being his trusted assistant?
I'm fairly confident I know him better than you do.
But of course.
What is it that you want from me, Andreas?
Oh, nothing in particular.
Oh, my apologies. I trust in your ability. Hadi Solbay, the leader of the Ardwolves, and its remnants, are laying low in the caves by the Riodale River. The mighty Riodale raises in Centralfield, and then crosses Southfield on its way to the sea.
That means Solby might be planning to make his escape to Southfield by boat.
He cannot be allowed to get away with the Jade. Blue Foxes pounce on him in his burrow before he has the chance to set sail.
He won't escape us this time, Your Grace.
And of course, we'll try not to forget about the Jade while we're at it, yes?
Naturally.
It seems the Blue Foxes have been sniffing around, Hadi.
And they got the better of Josel too. Damn them. It's like it's time for this old wolf to finish off the nosy foxes before they get in our way.
Damn.
Child's play.
Inconceivable!
You ugly bastards! You can't take it from me.
Hadi Solby is done for, and we have the Jade. Mission accomplished.
His Jade smuggling operation certainly seemed lucrative. I wonder who was buying.
Some noble with deep pockets. Or perhaps not.
It really is exceptionally beautiful jade. Do we have to hand it over?
We follow our orders, Quinn.
I believe the royal envoys are already here to collect it, in fact.
Excellent work, Blue Foxes. Your efforts will be handsomely rewarded.
The violence in Centralfield will hopefully end now, Hadi Solbay is out of the picture.
But what about the jade, Your Grace? Where are you keeping it?
What are you talking about? The royal envoys collected the Jade. Did you not see?
Were they royal envoys? I was sure I'd seen them at your mansion.
I'm afraid you're mistaken.
If Your Grace says so.
Now then, I had best be off. Continue in this vein going forth, Blue Foxes.
Sir!
The fuse of war is lit, and clashes break out on the eastern coast between royal and imperial forces. These mark the start of what will become known as the Tagaria campaign. The royals boast numerical superiority and a mastery of ancient sorcery, and initially succeed in pushing back the Empire. But the Imperials respond by deploying a force of Wyvern riders, led by their general, Zavatian. If this Wyvern aerial assault breaks the Royals' line, the Empire will make landfall. A brutal struggle ensues, with neither side willing to give an inch. Ardwolf's leader, Hadi Solbay, is slain, and his jade is retrieved by the royal government. Some Blue Foxes grow suspicious of the Duke, but given the escalation of military action, there is no time to entertain such doubts. The royals fighting the Empire in the Tagaria campaign have sent a formal request for help.
Listen here.
Damn! What's the meaning of this?
Do me proud.
Shivat, there's something I've been meaning to ask you.
Well, well. So you have some interest in me after all.
You previously worked for House Redditch and occasionally associated with bandits. How did you come to be so well versed in ancient sorcery?
I wouldn't say I'm well versed. I only picked it up because I thought it would put food in my belly. It's no different to how knights and mercenaries train in order to make a living.
That makes sense. Could you tell me more about your experience of working for House Redditch?
Well, I had hoped it would help me develop my ancient sorcery skills, to be honest. Their daughter was conducting research into it after all, but I soon gave up on the idea. You see, the strain of sorcery she was researching is as dark as it comes.
Oh, is that so? What can you tell me about it?
Not much, I'm afraid. Only that it's far beyond my reach. Or rather, that it's something I dare not touch. I just realized that you remind me of her. Lady Redditch, that is.
What do you mean?
Oh, nothing. It's just a feeling, that's all.
You aren't courting, are you, Andreas?
That's none of your business.
Sounds like a no. I might consider stepping out with you, if you shared all of your secrets with me.
I have no secrets, and no desire to step out with you.
You're so full of lies. It's part of your charm, though, I suppose.
Stop your prattling. If it's marriage you seek, surely your family can find some rich boy for you.
Don't be silly. What could be duller than marrying into some prim and proper household?
You'd rather have me, would you?
You're finally getting it. We fit so well together.
A secretive man and a woman who can't keep things to herself. You think that's a good match?
Ah, so you acknowledge that you do have secrets after all.
I was only borrowing your phrase. No. Enough of this.
Really? But I was having fun.
We have received word that hostilities have broken out at Tagaria. The Empire attempted to break through our fleet off the Tagarian coast in order to make landfall at the naval base. Fortunately, Prince Ivangar's elite squad was able to hold the line and push the Empire back. Currently, the naval battle is in a deadlock, though it does seem that some Imperial units have made it ashore. We too are to answer the Kingdom's call, ready up and depart for the base.
We've finally been called up.
I never imagined we'd be fighting in a full-scale war.
Ultimately, your main objective is to assist the army. You are to provide reinforcements for the front line. En route to the base, however, you will also need to defeat units headed in this direction. You will take the Jacquerie Highway from Central Field towards Tagaria. Expect to encounter the Wyvern Riders gathered near Bold Greatbridge at some point.
Wyvern Riders?
They are knights mounted on winged creatures, wyverns, who nimbly attack from above.
I believe that is a job for your bow and arrows, Iska. The Blue Foxes are counting on you. Now more than ever.
Not a thought that brings me joy.
Well, the way I see it, the war looks bleak. Especially if we're being called up to fight.
Look at it this way. This is a rare opportunity to show what we can do.
Do you have such a yearning for war? I can't comprehend it.
Enough, Iska. We're to make for Eastfield at once.
The Imperial's weapons look totally different to our own.
They must not be let through, lest our presence be for naught. We shall not buckle. Not a man shall get past.
The stench of gunpowder and roar of cannon fire. It really feels like war.
Stay focused, Quinn, or you'll end up on the floor.
My focus is not in question. My every sense is honed. Now, let us begin.
Well, well.
What is it, Izzy?
Have a look at the saddle. It's broken now, but is this how they control the wyverns?
That's jade. Not too dissimilar to the pure stuff we came across recently.
The jade we recovered from Haddie, you mean? This is a little duller, but I can see the similarity.
It doesn't seem that ordinary jade would activate the saddle. You know, I think this might have been what they used to incite the demi-human's rampage.
You wouldn't need to know any ancient sorcery to use this, right, Rias?
No. What is it, Izzy?
It's usually impossible to get a demi-human or a monster to obey you. This changes everything.
I'd be grateful if you kept this discovery to yourself, Izzy.
Oh, all right.
Hello there. In any case, naturally. Aye. Or how about...
Lorraine, what news from the front?
Reports state that royal forces temporarily repelled the Imperial advance, forcing them to retreat to the Eastern Sea. Since then, however, they have headed north and are making landfall once more near Nonda.
Nonda? But that area is surrounded by precipitous crags. An army could never pass through there.
Nevertheless, they are finding a way to cross the range. By what means, though, I have yet to confirm. All that can be ascertained is that they now appear to be marching southward from the heart of the Nondaran Mountains. Prince Ivangar anticipated their movements and mobilized 8,000 of his own elite fighters. They intercepted the invaders in the foothills of the Nondarans. So far, the Empire's weaponry and discipline means they hold out despite inferior numbers. Of course, Ivangar's troops are the best in the kingdom, and the terrain is favorable. But...
Is it something that ought to concern us?
Scouts have reported that further Imperial reinforcements are en route to Tagaria. That means the naval base is at risk of capture. The garrison there would be easily overrun if the Empire attacked, as it now only consists of a few remaining guards and mercenaries.
If the port falls, Ivangar's troops would be left vulnerable. The Empire would crush them. Of that there is no doubt.
This is no mere coincidence. It must have been their intent all along.
Then it's up to us to deal with the Imperial reinforcements.
Duke Hende has issued no such order. The Blue Foxes are currently on standby.
However, needs must at times like these. If we do nothing, Lord Ivangar could meet his end.
But even if we were to overcome the reinforcements, there's no guarantee of victory.
We must have faith in our Prince Iska and concentrate on doing our part. Let's go!
Imperial troops appear to be gathering at the harbor.
Their aim is to break our lines, but we will stand firm to the bitter end.
We will be at a disadvantage if they force us into defensive maneuvers. We ought to try using nearby structures and terrain to our advantage.
Defense alone will not win the day, though. Remember to attack as well. Don't worry. I'll heal you if I see you're at death's door.
The Empire's first invasion attempt appears to have been unsuccessful. A mercenary unit known as the Blue Foxes, stopping their reinforcements from coming ashore. The main conflict, however, takes place in the north, where Ivangar and Zavatian's armies clash violently. Zavatian and Ivangar engage in single combat, but the prince's fearless onslaught is easily repelled. At last, a fateful bullet pierces the prince's chest, and as his life is snuffed out, so too is the morale of his army. With the now leaderless Alitanians in complete disarray, Zavatian's forces press their advantage and march south. Word of this spreads quickly through the royal ranks. And before long, the entire army is ordered to retreat from Eastfield. The order also applies to the Blue Foxes, despite their victory. Thus, the Alitanian army was defeated by the Empire. Having secured Tagaria, however, the Imperial forces halt their advance and set up camp. Meanwhile, the citizens of Alitane fall into despair. Their prince is dead, and the shores of their island breached for the first time in centuries. Seeking succor in their time of despair, they come to lean upon the Granville Church.
My first ever encounter with Levantia Shatham was certainly a vivid one. On the day I was assigned to be his chamberlain, he introduced himself to me not as a prince, as one would expect, but as an equal. He had a calm smile and exuded wisdom that belied his young age. One day, it was decided that Levantia would be sent to House Leicester, whose head, Arlim, was a close ally of the king. A decision made in secret. Among the bustling activity surrounding the prince, An air of uneasiness had started to brew. He seemed aware of it, yet as we spoke in the carriage to Leicestershire, there wasn't a hint of worry in his voice, nor was there the slightest change to his smile. My fears must have been plain to see. He gave me a beaming grin, as if to cheer me up. As we came to a halt, I hurried out to open the carriage door. Levantia alighted with his usual grace, and then, bursting out of the front doors of the manor, came a young boy grinning from ear to ear. He had this lively look to him, brimming with a curiosity for all things. He briskly approached us and exchanged introductions with Levantia. There was a youthful warmth to his voice that assured me that he bore no malice, and I began to feel at ease. Having already become fast friends, the two then turned to me and called me over. Even today, I can't explain my feelings in that moment.